prosper, but anytime it's a good time to give thanks. A Montgomery man knows that all too well tonight. He's thankful to be alive after a serious traffic accident. He's a man whose name you may not know, but you've read his work, whether you know it or not. WSFA 12 News reporter Elleen Jones has more.
There's a great deal of power in this room because this is where a lot of people get their news. When reporters hear type of story, it goes out to newsrooms all over the state. And whether covering a news conference or the House of Representatives or a candidate's announcement, when it comes to politics, State House Associated Press reporter Bob Johnson, wearing the red sweater, is usually there. But these days, the man who usually tells the story has become the story.
I'm real uncomfortable.
That's because Bob is suffering from 2 broken legs and a smashed tendon.
Bob had just left this parking deck on his way back to work after lunch. But before he got there, he had other things other than his own safety on his mind.
I'm kind of a daydreamer anyway, and I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention, but I think part of it is just there was nobody down there. I mean, I don't know if you were downtown Friday or not, but it was just a ghost town.
And with the buildings and streets empty in downtown Montgomery on the Friday after Thanksgiving, Bob stepped out in the street, and the next thing he knew, he was on the hood of an elderly man's car.
This leg was broken in 2 places, plus a tendon was smashed, and then this leg is just broken in 1 place.
And he had surgery that night. But in the midst of all of this, he had only one thing on his mind.
But I asked a lady that was passing by, let me borrow her cell phone.
And he called not an ambulance or the police, but his office.
I was stunned.
Sheriff Johnson answered the phone that day when Bob told him he had been hit by a car.
And then the next thing out of his mouth, Shed, please make sure the afternoon digest goes out. I says, my goodness, here we've got a man, I don't know how badly injured he is, and he's thinking about the job.
The next legislative session is 10 weeks away. Doctors have given Bob at least 8 weeks to recover.
My goal is to be back up there at the State House with you covering the legislature come February 5th.
Now, Bob says he is so thankful these days, thankful for his kids, thankful for his grandson, and most of all, thankful that he's still here to enjoy them. Mark?
Elleen, you and I both know Bob well, and if anybody can get back on track, it's him.
He will, and I know he'll be there February 5th.
All right, thank you. Before going to the Associated Press, Bob worked at the Montgomery Advertiser for 2 years and the Birmingham Post-Herald for more than 20 years.
We wish him an easy recovery, if that's possible. That's some pretty severe injuries.
It is.